Hello everyone, welcome to, I still don't know what to call this show. It's going to be about the EA one, and you probably heard a little bit of grunt in the background there. There's someone here, he's in the background, I'll introduce him in a second, but we're going to be just discussing a little bit of things that happened in the EA conference. It's an E3 week going on. Don't know when the heck you'll see this video whenever I have time to get it up. But I'm introducing Morph Shuffle, he's joined me here today. Say hello, good sir.
Hello, good sir.
And yeah,
yes, and the only reason for the grunt is because exactly what we talked about before we started.
Yeah, before we started, it's because usually in the past 2 years I've I changed it, but it might be the same name, and I don't really have my graphics ready yet. So it's a bit of an impromptu thing right after the EA conference because, well, lots happened. There was some good things, some slightly long-winded things, and a bit of a different way because EA was first, which doesn't normally happen.
I know exactly what bits you're going to say are long-winded because they're the bits that you switch off on.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, guys, so they did start out with Titanfall 2. Now, some memes I've seen because there's been a lot of things. We call them leaks, but I bet you they weren't really leaks.
Yeah, I bet they were intentional.
Everything that's happened, like there's leaks, and you might get the odd one, right? The very odd one. But I mean, if they want to really keep a game under wraps, they're going to keep a game under wraps. They want to know people that are going to know that their game's going to be there, so then people tune in.
Exactly.
And they followed up with Titanfall 2. Now I was kind of squabbling to get my stuff to fixed and everything, so I'm going to let Morph Shuffle discuss a little bit more about it because he saw it a bit more than me.
Yeah, I was paying attention a little bit more, only a little bit though. You got there in the end. Now I didn't really like the first Titanfall, and I'm going to be very open about that because of one reason only. It didn't really have a single player campaign. Their version of single player was you versus bots, which to me is shocking.
Yeah, it was very much like it was the same maps you could play, but in order.
Yeah,
and it was like,
and even if you like failed a mission, it did not change the end at all.
Yeah,
like you could do the whole game, and you would lose every single match, but the final at the end it would say you have won, blah blah blah. It's like, well, no, I didn't. I lost every match along the way, so how did we win this campaign? That should have been a fail.
Now, I did notice in the background, when they came out to the stage, he was just like, and Titanfall's get single player for the first time, and I'm like, but you tried to see you had it. I'm not even going to bother.
They tried to say, oh yeah, we totally got it. It's like, no, you did what Team Fortress did. You do bot rounds. There's no difference between you and Team Fortress when it comes to that sort of thing. But now that they've got a single player mode, I'm very thankful for that. Hopefully, I won't have the same experience I had in the last one. It'd be better.
Yeah, I know, like, Sherlock Shuffle played it a lot more than probably both of us, but I usually played it quite often with him. And it does seem to be kind of more of the same, but I mean, it was never a bad looking game. Yeah. And I can understand why they kind of keep destruction of like buildings to minimum, because otherwise the mechs would just walk through it to each other, which would then just take away the whole fact. So from a gaming point of view and gaming mechanics point of view, obviously keeping that like that, but it does seem like, you know, there's an active storyline, you've got your character and your mech, and they kind of and I'm interested in that, and I would love to probably bring that to channel. I think you probably will bring it to channel.
Yeah, there's a high chance.
Together.
There's a few, yeah, there's pretty much a few from that bit that I'm potentially going to do. One that you're probably going to hate me for, or two you'll probably hate me for, but they're potentials. But what I liked about Titanfall 2 was their ninjas. They've got samurai swords.
Yeah, there is
big robots with big swords.
The Titans now do have swords, and I mean, I think one thing that Sherlock always used to say to me, they was just like, "Where's Fred?" Okay, he's away fighting. I would literally just go in and melee with the mechs all the time because it's so fun to just rip each other apart that way. And it just exemplifies that. It's going to make it feel even better.
Yeah, because you can have a big sword, and there was that one little fight scene that they had where you literally was seeing one of them. He looks like he was doing karate. He looks like he was doing the little crouching tiger moves, and was going to take out the other mech, and he did obviously destroy him, but it looks like it was all done via karate moves, not swords.
Not just kind of stop and start type thing, which is always good. And I'm guessing that's because they've already got the kind of foundation. That's probably why they're going to be able to build on a single player. Like they were maybe getting the engine and getting to work with things, and obviously it was a new studio. Now they've got the kind of baseline. Hopefully they don't milk it too much. I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be that.
No, it's not a cash cow.
yet, probably. But I mean, I know that the one thing Titanfall did suffer from is being out on Xbox, and it was one of those games that was kind of cross-gen with Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and it didn't really pan out too well. And on PC, it kind of died pretty quickly because they kind of forgot they had a community to support. Now, I'm hoping that does
not
change.
Like EA to forget they've got a community.
Oh, shots fired! Shots fired! Now, it does seem to be that they've kind of listened, because it's coming out on all consoles. It's coming out on PC as well. And hopefully it'll get a bit better marketing, a bit better support, and it'll actually have a bit more longer lasting type attitude with it. Yeah, but overall, I'm looking forward to Titanfall. It's going to be good. So guys, there might be a small cut in that video, or the video you're watching, because Skype's a douche. But we were finishing off our chat about Titanfall 2. Yes, it's a pretty damn freaking cool looking game. It looks like there's some good additions, and hopefully the single player lives up to what it needs to live up to. I.e., there wasn't one last time.
Yeah, it needs to actually have a good one. Like, because EA, I think they said it in a few games where they like to listen to the players and their demand. We demand story mode. Okay, I'm not going to buy a 50 quid game because it's multiplayer. When I bought Titanfall and I found out it didn't even have multiplayer or single player, I was like, well, when I found out what their version of single player was like, I was just wasted 50 quid here.
Yeah, I mean, there's very, very few games that I'll play online very much these days, and like when it's like comes to multiplayer, I'm like, I didn't buy the last 2 Battlefields. I haven't bought any games that are just multiplayer.
Was Battlefield 3, and I like Battlefield 3. It was good. It was very hands-on, but
Battlefield 4 was the exact same.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't buy 4. Why we're gonna? It's like with Call of Duty. Why I'm gonna spend 50 quid a year just to get the exact same game.
But next up, they decided to bring out it will be their biggest game next year, I believe. Is although they did mention, oh, you'll hear more in fall, and I was like, huh? It's Mass Effect Andromeda. I don't know if that means it's coming out in fall, or just like you'll see more in fall, and I'm like, okay.
No, they're probably just doing an announcement trailer in fall, like, oh yeah, by the way, this is coming.
Yeah, I mean, you do have like Gamescom, and there is EGX and all that. I don't know if they may or may not put something there. But I mean, Mass Effect Andromeda, I mean, I've tried to get into Mass Effect, tried to get into Mass Effect. Although I always kind of like, I'll just start with the first one, and the first one I think is actually terrible. It feels too, and I know some people are like, oh, but it's like, it feels too stunted the way that, I know the dialogue wheel and everything's actually quite good as you go along and everything, but it just feels like stop, start, and it took me right out of the immersion in it. And for an RPG game, you need to be kind of immersed in the world of the RPG, otherwise you're kind of not going to be getting anywhere. And then, you know, being to have the third one, I did buy the third one. I bought like not a collector's box, but it was like 60 quid for a PC game, and it came with some special stuff and everything. I still couldn't get into it, and I was like, ugh. This actually looks good, but it looks freaking huge.
I only played, I think I played 1 and 2, but I did it in such a way where I had 1 on the Xbox, completed it, got rid of it, completely started a new profile, got 2, and then realised, oh, if you played 1 then 2, it carries on with the characters. It's like, oh, I knew that. I wouldn't have got rid of it.
I know, there was just like, what was it? Oh. So what's your thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda then?
I think it looks very pristine. It looks clean. It doesn't look like one of those games that was rushed. It looks like they took a long time making it, and hopefully they've worked out all the bugs from the other ones and all the little things that everyone hated from there, and have made a near perfect game. Near being a very key word.
Yeah,
no one's gonna make that.
Got it. I mean, I'm actually very interested in it, but I want to see actual, because I mean they showed some gameplay and some, you know, working on it in the studio and things, but there's not actually been a proper, here's 5 minutes of gameplay with different things going on, and you can see how the characters are moving instead of someone waking up from their sleep.
Yeah, here's a boss fight, go.
Yeah, something with some actual solid gameplay would be more interesting. And here's a small trailer, and here's someone running across some sand. I mean, the animation work looks really stellar. I mean, it's not like BioWare's not like one of these premium studios, so to speak, but I mean, Yeah, I just want to see what it actually goes and what it actually produces when it actually comes to being released. So I'll keep my judgment aside for that one for now.
For now.
Yeah. Now the one thing EA did go on about is this whole EA charity type thing they're doing. I was trying to get my head wrapped around it, and they've like lined up some charities and everything when you do some stuff in games and there's like rewards, and I'm just like, what the heck was that even all about?
Yeah, I know that. I think in the next FIFA they're having women's teams because they're doing that whole trying to do more equality for women, and which is a good thing, obviously. But they're doing charities for women. From what I got from that, there was quite a
special
effect
was on them.
Yeah, there was quite a lot of charities that involved the word women. There was like 2 or 3 that I saw, but I do love the fact that how he pronounced, "We're going to give $1 million to charity." No one clapped. So it's like, EA, come on, you can give more than $1 million.
See, I think that's what it was. It's like we're not dissing $1 million was bad, but see when a big company such as the size of EA turns around and it's like, we're going to give so much money to charity. Here's $1 million. That's like £1 in your pocket or $1 in your pocket.
That's nothing compared to what they
EA
make.
is not small.
Yeah, even when like banks do charity events, they normally do big charity events where it's cost hundreds of millions of dollars if they're lucky. But that's more productive than here's $1 million for we make that just from releasing a trailer. You can have the trailer money. There you go. That's what it is to me. EA are just literally saying you can have a little bit of what we're going to make from this.
Yeah, I know their Battlefield 1 trailer was like the most liked YouTube video in quite some time, I think it was, whereas the Call of Duty one got the most dislikes.
Yeah.
But we won't go into that just now. But it did seem like I like the idea though. I like it. You know, they're donating $1 million, but seems to be something else added on and all these stuff. Although they did kind of wrap that around, and then it went into FIFA.
Yes.
Very long-winded FIFA stuff.
Yeah, but EA. Let's face it, EA's staple is football.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say like. I know a lot of people out there might like FIFA, and some people really like FIFA football. You know, it's actual football, but at the foot, not these Americans where you hold it in your hands. That's rugby. Just so you know.
No. Their one is hand egg.
But shush.
No, because in the pre-show, if anyone watched the pre-show, the 2 American guys were making fun of the way the British say football, because like, oh yeah, there's a correlation because you kick a ball with your foot, so football. It's like you hold an egg and you run with it in your hands. You play egg ball. Get a real sport before you start coming over.
Well, I mean, I will say one thing. The EA sort of like, because they've been sort of the first to the stand up with their press conference, so to speak, and I mean, they had like one in LA and one in London. Now, it's always been, and I've always noticed this, at any press conference that they've shown like in the past few years, they went FIFA, and FIFA is huge. I'm not going to say FIFA is massive. It makes billions for EA, but
easily.
Yeah, easily. Then you end up with the billions of copies in the shops in their used section. But the only thing is like anytime you'd see it in LA, you'd be like, oh, we get FIFA football, blah blah blah, and everybody's kind of like,
yeah, they're not wowed by it.
Whereas this year, they had it in London. And it was a noticeably better reaction.
It was a considerable difference in there, and I like the way it all tied in. I don't play FIFA games, I really don't, but this might be one that I would play, only because you have a story mode for it. Like there's an actual story mode. Yeah, like
because they had, you know, one of the I don't know football guys, so please forgive me. Morph knows a lot more probably than me. And I don't know much.
A little bit. I don't know massive amounts, but I knew the guy who came out on the stage.
And basically, they had I believe a footballer out. He was chatting away very passionately and everything. Then he walked off, and then he's like, "You're coming with me." And apparently, this FIFA. Now, some people are like, "Oh, but you know, it's just story mode or a career mode." No, this is actually really different. This is where you kind of follow along your footballer. You do, you know, I noticed some scenes you were like on a plane, and there was things where your player's not getting anywhere, and he starts smashing things around because he's like angry at himself and he's upset and everything. It seems to be somewhat, and they've incorporated like almost the dialogue wheel they use in Mass Effect, which is weird.
Like your actions. It's more of the story of how you become just your. I don't think that guy was actually a football player who came out. I think it was just some random youth. I'm on about the other guy who came out, the one that you were like, I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, we'll get to that bit.
But yeah, it's just like starting off with like playing football, like gets scouted, gets signed, works his way up from wherever he starts to whatever team he wants to go for. Because I'm hoping that when they do it, they kind of treat it how it would happen in real life. Like if you're good at football, like playing with your mates, you're not going to get scouted to play for Man United or Spurs or any Premier League football team straight away. You'll get stuck in with Pottersbury Town, like a really low league when you work your way up. So, and the way you act and the way you play off the pitch as well as on the pitch reflects in your career, sort of thing. So you can either be a knob and spend all your money and be a douchebag to people, or you can just play football like normal people do.
See, what intrigued me is like, obviously you could do that, but the way, because I hope it's not too like just snap on. But it's one of those things, it's just like, right, FIFA's been very much like, here's teams, here's this, do what you want, raise your team. This is like individual characters, and I'm wondering if it's just like you follow like the one character across the thing, or do you, like you're saying there, does it, you work your way up? But then also begs the question of like, you're meant to play as a football team. Do you then follow different characters at different times, or to build the team? Or
no, what I can imagine it would be is you make your character at the beginning, like they do in the current FIFA. Like you can pick your own character. You work your way up. You get into a football team, and when it comes to actual match time, you can switch between players. I think the story mode will be you, but when you play a game, it's everyone. Like you can jump through. It's not just called.
See, that could
AI.
break immersion, though.
Yeah, I know, but even when watching football, like if you're a proper football fan, you watch football, you can be anywhere, you're immersed in it. It doesn't matter who's got the ball.
Yeah,
you're playing it. I've seen so many people get angry when playing FIFA. I've seen my brother get so angry. But
I've seen someone on Facebook put their fist through a glass table.
Was it KSI by any chance? I swear he's done that.
No. It's a friend of mine. He got angry and put his fist through a glass table.
People do that. There is.
People seem violent.
No, I've seen Facebook groups where it's like therapy sort of thing, because people break controllers. Like those like Xbox controllers and the PlayStation ones that are relatively robust. I've seen people snap them clean in half, like just through FIFA, or launch it at a wall and have a dent in the wall and the controller's in pieces. It's one of those games that gets you angry, but it's because you're so immersed in it. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Yeah, I
suppose when you put it that way, it does seem pretty good. But I mean, I don't know. I skip FIFA. I don't like football games. I'd rather my 60 quid go elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's each their own. I reckon. I mean, the last FIFA that I played properly was FIFA 98 on the Nintendo 64.
Jeez.
Yeah,
last football game I properly played was a Ronaldo game on PlayStation 1.
Wait, was it the Street?
No.
That Street game was good.
No, just always went Brazil and wrecked everything.
Was it World Cup Brazil?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking PlayStation 1, like back, like I don't even know how many years, but long ago.
No, it's one of those games where FIFA's always kind of been similar every single year, and then they've kind of dropped the bomb on everyone by letting DICE get involved.
DICE isn't involved.
They kind of are.
No, DICE makes the tools and then has let the other studios do it. Need for Speed was built in Frostbite as well last year.
So are they involved? They're kind of involved.
No.
They're indirectly involved.
No.
They create the thing, they give it to people.
No.
They use that. To me, that's them involved.
That's like trying to say that the guys behind Unreal Tournament, the guys that make the Unreal Engine, are involved in every single game.
Well, if it's involved with the Unreal Engine, yeah, because they made the tool that people move. I do think so.
Let's move on, folks, before I kill him.
No, I will say one more thing about FIFA. this one is probably the one that will make me play it because of that
Enjoy
story.
spending your 60 quid on something that you'll put down after a week.
What if I do a theories on it?
That will not fit with your channel.
I do lots of games that don't fit with my channel.
Yeah, okay, it's you. I mean, there was one thing though that's like after this they brought up. Obviously, we're not doing this in any particular order because we probably maybe jumped about here. But I tried to note down some notes while we were going along.
No, we're keeping in line at the moment. I made like kind of linear things, so we've done FIFA.
Yeah, I mean they did bring up. Well, they talked about the game. Was it Yarn? Is it Yarn or Yarn?
Yeah.
You know the game they did last year, or they published. They had to really scare developer up on stage because it's EA. This year they're doing something similar.
Oh, the Swedish guy.
Yeah, they had another scared, basically. Not as scared, but...
Probably because you're used to it now.
Yeah, but they're basically EA's kind of using some of their some of their money to kind of... Although they're saying not all the profit go back, whether we see that or not, who knows. It's a game called Fee. Yeah. And it's basically EA's doing this EA Originals where it's like they're seeking out some developers to give them some monetary backing. Whether or not EA will eat them up and then make them churn out rubbish like they did Westwood, I don't know. Isn't that
what Microsoft did with their developer side? I think it was last year, didn't they have the indie section?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that jazz.
But like the EA Originals, it could work. May work, but like Square Enix also tried something last year and now they're shutting it down, so I don't know how effective it really is. But EA Originals, and it does seem to be a very quality title. You probably see something running in the background or in the video or wherever the heck I put it, because I don't know my graphics yet. But Fee looks absolutely beautiful. It looks really creepy, and some people were saying it's like what was it?
Limbo.
No, not just Limbo, but like Dark Souls crossed with I forget to play my PS3 exclusives now.
Yeah, I'm out of my territory when you're talking about PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, but it just looks like looks absolutely amazing. The gameplay looks fun, and I really can't wait because I'm definitely going to do that on the channel because it looks fantastic. As long as it comes to PC, and I would assume it came to PC because Yarn, whatever the heck that was called, came to PC as well. So I'm looking forward to that one because I mean, it looks kind of cutesy, but also terrifying at the same time because it's like you're this tiny little like wolf-like cub.
Yeah, wolf club.
I hate you. What did you make of it though?
I thought it looked cute, and I don't really necessarily like cute games. I reckon it's one of those games that I'll play for about 10 minutes and then stop. Like it looks good. Don't get me wrong, but
you're a terrible person.
There's loads of games that if you look at my Steam library and the amount of time, the amount of minutes.
If you look at my Steam library, we're not going to go there right now.
Yeah, but there are some games that I've got that I thought, yeah, this looks good.
Yeah, well, Fee looks like a good one that's coming out to me anyway. It looks like a bit of a wee platformer type thing going on. But the EA Originals idea does seem like a good idea, but whether or not we'll see if it takes off the ground or if it generates actual proper buzz around some good quality stand out of indie titles. We'll see.
Yeah, should be good.
So I think we should come to the Titan in the room that was not Titanfall. We already discussed that.
Well,
they kind of it was like an open book thing, an open ended, like it started with Titanfall, and then at the end they brought out Battlefield 1, which everybody was waiting for. I'm going to start with one thing.
Wait. There was 2 Titans in the room.
What?
One that you don't like.
What?
Star Wars.
We'll get to that.
Don't gloss over Star Wars and go straight to the end.
We'll get to Star Wars.
Was a big thing.
It was a big thing, but they didn't really show much.
Yeah, they didn't show much of anything, if we're honest. They kind of skipped through things. They, like for FIFA, they brought out Mourinho, then skipped over that. They showed Madden, skipped over that. Went straight into Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, over that. I mean, like, looking at the EA press conference as a whole, just for now, we'll round this up in a minute or two, though, is, like, Titanfall, they showed a good bit of, and Fee, they showed a good bit of. Mass Effect was, here's some studio work transforming into gameplay, here's some of this, here's some of that. FIFA was pretty much the same thing. And Battlefield was the same thing, and Star Wars was the same thing. They actually didn't show much gameplay.
Of anything.
I've just like that kind of just clicked there. It was just like Fee had like a good chunk of just gameplay, and Titanfall was like, this was what we've done before, here's what it is now, here's gameplay. And I noticed they kept putting in-game engine, but it's like, yeah, big deal, it's in-game engine. Show me a player behind a controller doing something. And it was like Battlefield, it was just like, here's the trailer again, you know? And then it was just like, here's what you can do, some brief clips here and there, and they had god-awful music. But the game looks fantastic, but they really need to... And then they kind of followed up with like, oh, we're going to finish this up here, and you know, because we don't want to keep you any longer, because we're going to stop the conference now, and we're going to start it somewhere else, showing off the gameplay of the game. It's like, why? I'm actually excited for it as well, though. Like, I'm excited for Battlefield 1, but it was just like, why?
I think this is the worst music they've had for a trailer.
They're taking cues from Ubisoft. Ubisoft usually is terrible for music.
Oh, wait, in the first trailer they had Seven Nation Army.
Yep.
Why didn't they just stick with that?
Because EA likes to try and get in with the kids.
I know it's a
different thing, one thing that actually ticked me off before the press conference, it was about a week ago, EA made a statement of, like, they had to do some like spot groups and that to see if Battlefield 1 would actually sell, because they didn't think it would be a hit with the young gamers. It's like, Battlefield's an 18 in the first place. It should be hit with the young gamers. You aim it
involved with them at all, because you're, as a company, supposed to be like, no, it's an 18 game, only 18 people.
Yeah, it's like turning around and saying that. It's like, also you're perfectly happy with 13-year-olds and under playing your game when it's not actually for them, only if it's adults. But no, you take it out. You just wouldn't do what you want. That was slightly. They shouldn't have said something like that, because it's like, right, you make Battlefield 1. And the thing is, I believe it'll sell well, because a lot of people have been wanting a World War One-ish type title for quite some time.
There haven't been many
Whereas now EA kind of covers both aspects. They've got Titanfall and then Battlefield 1. And it goes Titanfall, Call of Duty, Battlefield 1 this year is releasing.
It's gonna be good, it's gonna be good.
But that's what's one thing, is just like, you didn't really get much, and it was like, you have your Titan in the room, and you literally just went, oh, we're just gonna go elsewhere. And I get that it was a good idea, because they had a lot of like YouTubers and sort of big names, although I noticed a lot of people tweeting saying they should have really paid their celebrities more to get a bit more pump, because it was like, we've got Zac Efron here and whatever the other guy was called, I can't remember actually, and it's like, they're going to be the teams. They're like, yay. And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's the thing. They got two celebrities, and I know the other guy, but I can't remember his bloody name. They went with people who you recognise the face, but you don't recognise the name, sort of thing. Like, obviously,
yeah, but it's just
he is a big star. So Zac Efron, they're both big stars. But let's face it, Zac Efron's biggest hit was High School Musical.
Yeah, but it's just like, what it is like, they couldn't look more uninterested. Like, I really thought they were just like yay, and it was like, okay, like the after part when he had, I can't remember his name, was it Stone Mountain, something like that.
Stone Mountain and Neebs Gaming.
They were like talking away in the background and everything. That was kind of sweet. That's the way it should have been. They should have just had them there. But I mean, what we'll do is we'll swing back to Star Wars. You'll be talking more about this, because but we did. Yeah, no, I'm not much of a Star Wars fan, and I believe like Visceral should just do another Dead Space, but that's just me. It does seem EA's kind of got a lot of Star Wars stuff going, which is probably not a bad thing for Star Wars games, and I believe it's made them a lot of money. It just seems to be, they did the exact same thing with Battlefield, they did the exact same thing with Mass Effect, where there was not much shown. It's like, this is a note to the future, show some studio, show some studio, show some studio, here's a teensy teaser of some gameplay, here's some studio, here's some it's like, stop it.
I like how they showed Greedo, though. They actually did, in their tiniest bit of gameplay of, here you go, so here's some Star Wars stuff. It's like, yeah, one character, great. One character from the franchise that anyone can recognise straight away. Are you going to bring in a story mode? Probably not.
Well, they did say was it Amy, I can't say her name right, is it Henning? She did actually leave the Naughty Dog before. And she's working with Visceral to make a game that's not of the movies. It's going to have its own sort of Star Wars. It's in Star Wars universe, but it's its own sort of compact story. So I believe that wants to be an actual proper like own single player and everything. And that could be probably cool for people to explore. You know, because I know they were saying it's like, oh, you've got the comics and movies, and now you've got games. They're building and building and building, and it's like, right, that's cool and all, but there's only so many Star Wars games you can release in 1 year before they all feel the same.
Exactly.
And I'd be interested to see where that goes. But I don't know. I can partially see why EA decided to go first. Because see if they were in the middle of Microsoft and Sony and even the PC Gaming Show, which has taken their slot now. They're obviously the PC Gaming Show can attract from a lot of other different places. But the EA one, overall, I felt was a bit
rushed.
A bit like
I think it's because like they wanted to show everything, then get straight to the multiplayer thing. And there's one thing I do have to say about the multiplayer thing. There is currently, right now, obviously this video is coming out later, so there was Snoop Dogg playing Battlefield 1, smoking a zoot. He's currently on stream. He was on stream, and they're focusing on him. He's got a big spliff in his mouth, and that is definitely a spliff because it's Snoop Dogg. He's not going to smoke normal cigarettes. He's next to Stone Mountain. They're playing, and he looks like he has no idea what he's doing. He's literally going back and forth, curling up against the wall. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. They just EA is still a giant like behemoth of a like publisher and everything. It just seems like they have good games coming out. It's just you need to let the games do the talking.
Yeah, just show them. It's
just
the
like
game
here's some gameplay.
Like,
it's like right, they did that with Titanfall and they did that with Fee, but it's like Mass Effect. It's right. Okay, and I know Mass Effect, and it's probably a curse of its own success in a way. Of like they've had 3 games, it's a very big franchise, and it's like so we get Mass Effect. Here's a little drip feed again, and I guess that can work, but it can also work against them because the press conference was fairly dull. Like the games were good, but the press conference itself was kind of like, okay, that it.
What's going on?
There wasn't anything. It was kind of like, I really, really, really want that. Like, you know, something that grabs you and just goes, you're going to be playing this year or next year or the next 10 years, whenever they play, you know, Square Enix. But it just seems to be a bit like, okay, what are we doing? We're going to show you a little bit of FIFA. We're going to not show you any gameplay, and here's a bit of a story mode. Okay, that seems okay. That seems good.
No, I think FIFA's their sport games are the ones that they can get away with because it basically is the same shit, different day.
Yeah, I think one year where they tried to go, it has emotion, and everyone was like, haha, I just want to play my team.
That's true. What I'd really like to see them do is have one FIFA game come out. Then just have updates happen all the time so that when players transfer from teams, it automatically happens.
It does do it now.
Is that what they're going to do? And then every
I think if I mind right, that's what it does now, because there was like teams that like when particular one when Rangers had everything go on. I don't know if you know what happened to Rangers in particular, but they kind of pretty much were close to losing stadium and everything for tax stuff. They were removed from the league they were in on FIFA. Because FIFA, like not Microsoft, EA treats it as it's a running real live world thing. But I mean, overall, what was your main thoughts on this while we wrap this video up for guys?
I felt like the whole thing was rushed. I really like Battlefront, the Star Wars stuff. I like the Battlefield as well. Like basically anything that started with battle I liked. Titanfall I hope is going to be good, just because of the ninjas and ninja robots. But then probably the most important thing I'm looking forward to is the fact that I can chop people's heads off with axes in Battlefield. God, I'm gonna get them mixed up all the bloody time now.
It happens. I mean, I'm definitely there, like very much on a mutual thing where there was just like I liked what I saw, but it was very much like, guys, wanna. And I can definitely see why they've pulled into, like, let's be the first to start. Because if they were in amongst the others, they wouldn't have stood a chance. And people were just like, And it's not to say that it's not good things. So people are going to be hyped up about Star Wars and Battlefield and everything.
Yeah,
people have those games. It just, as an overall, like, press conference, it was really dull, kind of skimpily put together, a bit sort of disjointed. And I think EA...
really quickly.
Yeah, I think EA kind of needs to look at doing like a proper put together press conference come next year, like because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, EA had pulled out, which they hadn't. They're still there in a very big way because they'll be pushing Battlefield something awful on the actual floor.
Of course they will. They'll
But
be slamming the hell out of that game.
But I mean, like, they need to actually get around to, and a lot of companies did. And I know, like, Sony particularly last year just literally just kept rolling off gameplay after gameplay after gameplay because it's a gameplay that does the talking. You can talk all you want. We did this, we added emotions and da 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 da. It's like people care what they see, not what they're hearing with the gameplay. They hear what they see and how it works.
Exactly.
And it's just like, I just felt this press conference was a bit of a dull moment, and I'm hoping, and I know so is probably going to pick up. I mean, Bethesda's coming up after this one. They'll probably show up at some point when us two catch up on it, because it's a stupid time where both of us are working. Well, we're not working, but we're sleeping to work. And neither of us have the day off because it's at 3 AM in the UK time. EA was at 9 PM and much more reasonable time. But we, like, overall, I think we're both at the same thing. It's a bit like, I think they need to do better next year. I also noticed there was no Need for Speed again.
I'm okay with that.
I think Need for Speed's fallen into a 2-year cycle, which is never a bad thing. So when they've got more time to work on things instead of just churning it out, they tend to be a little bit better. But I felt like this was too much of a gloss over, and like they had the bookends, but even one of the bookends seemed a bit like, we'll just gloss over that and then we'll have gameplay after when nobody's watching anymore.
Exactly.
But thank you very much, guys, for joining me in Morph Shuffle. Make sure you check out his channel. It will be his exact same name. He has quite a few. He does quite a few different things for me. Sometimes we do the same stuff at times because it's fun and all that, and we like to. And we're both very different people, but both very awesome people.
Oh, well, we try.
And we shall see you guys next time.
Bye.